I'm told Mark is the man to teach me the legend of jerk chicken.
Yes, Nikki, we're going to start by preparing the seasoning to put on the jerk here.
Okay. The two most important ingredients in jerk chicken seasoning are Scotch bonnet peppers and pimento, otherwise known as allspice.
We put some of the pimento leaf in it to get more flavour.
Really?
Because the seeds are dry and the leaf is green, so you put the both of them together to get more flavour.
Can I try a little bit?
You can taste them.
It has a really numbing effect,
Numbing,
yeah.
just like Novocaine, yeah.
And allspicey, absolutely.
It's allspice, yeah.
Tastes like a sort of a numb Christmas cake. It's great.
So we pound everything to get everything blending at the same time, you know.
Place ingredients into a mortar and pestle, add a little water and pound together to form a marinade.
I want you pounding it like this now.
Oh, I don't want
But don't let it spill too much, because if it catch in your eyes, it's going to burn.
It's going to burn, thanks for the warning. This is the largest mortar and pestle I've ever come across.
Yeah,
It's getting there, isn't
That's
it?
ready, you know.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's hot. It's pretty hot. Is it hot for you?
I'm accustomed to that.
I thought I was too. It's very spicy.
I like pepper.
Yeah.
Not everywhere you go, you get these flavors of making jerk seasoning.
Yeah.
The ones they have is more commercial, but the one we have is the original.
This looks so tasty.
It's gonna be tasty.
It's gonna be tasty,
You're
alright?
gonna enjoy this. If you're on a hungry day and you get one piece of this chicken after this flavor, you will always full up.
Yeah, really, you're really
Yeah.
happy. I don't know about one piece. Can I have more than one?
You will.
Traditionally, jerk chicken is cooked in a barbecue dug into the ground. Pimento plants are prepared underneath the barbecue grate and the burning leaves permeate a smoky flavour through the chicken. So where did this idea come from that you would have an underground?
Basically, you know, our ancestors were called the Maroons, were isolated in the mountain, and they never have a chance of using big fire outdoors, so they used to have to cover their fire to cook because they were hiding from the British. So when they covered their fire down, they could cook. And meanwhile, looking out for the intruders coming in, you know.
Ah, so that's why it was underground, so that there wasn't so much smoke?
It wasn't so much smoke, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Nowadays, hiding fires isn't a priority, and smokiness is encouraged to enhance the flavour. How long do we need to cook this for, do you think?
Probably around 15-20 minutes.
Oh,
really.
it's not very long, okay.
Because you're running from somebody and you have to eat and get strong, so you can't spend all the time when the intruders would run up on you, you know.
Ooh. She's a smoky one, Mark. Oh, that's looking pretty cooked too. The smell of smoked chicken is incredible, and I'm finding myself getting very impatient.
Yes, Nick, I'm coming over with some of the jerk chicken for me. You have a nice meal today. So I'm gonna get the sauce, so we mix some sauce and some chicken. This is a sauce and it's spicy, so you wanna dip.
I want to dip?
Dip and
Okay.
eat. How it tastes?
That is gorgeous.
Spicy.
Oh, and smoky with the smoke, but also grilled with the flame.
Flavor.
This is the real deal. This is the real barbecue sauce flavour that they are always trying to get into a bottle and they never can do it. This is the real one. This is the best barbecue chicken I've ever had. What do I have to do to live here?
Marry one of these guys.
Okay. Right. Who makes the best jerk chicken?
Butt of the garlic. Jerk chicken is more than just dumping a jar of jerk paste on chicken, right? It was an act of preservation, you know, from the Tainos escaping the British, the original inhabitants of the island of Jamaica, climbing a waterfall and trying to remain free, so they didn't want to give up their location, and you know, they used jerk as an act of preservation to, one, store their food for a long time by smoking it, but two, they didn't want to show the smoke because that would reveal where they were at. So they built it underground and all that smoke got into it. So, you know, you have to have smoke. You have to smoke your chicken. There's history behind it, but there's also technique and there's care. I'm gonna add some green onions to this, and I'm just gonna roughly chop them up. Once again, the food processor is gonna do all the work. And then the ginger. I love peeling ginger with a spoon. You get the most yield. I don't know why people peel ginger anyway. The skin tastes like ginger. What the fuck? I'm just gonna chop this a little bit. The food processor is gonna do all the work. You do wanna chop this more than you would the other vegetables and aromatics because, you know, ginger is really, really fibrous and you wanna help out your machine as much as you can. Get all that in your hands, put that in there. There's so many things you can do with this paste because it's so flavorful and so robust. So I love having it on deck to add to certain things, just a little flavor bump. On deck means on hand, sorry. Just wanted to, I don't know if everybody knows that. You don't want it to be smooth, you want it to be like a chunky paste. That is what we're looking for. It's so aromatic, so make sure you taste it. It's fucking good. We have this brined. You'll see the water's a little bit more murky. That's some of the blood coming out of the chicken. and also some of those aromatics opening up. So that's why I like to do it for at least 2 days. The flavor goes down into the bone. So I'm just gonna put some gloves on because I'm gonna really get my hands into this chicken, you know. Let this drain a little bit. Now you don't need all of this. You're gonna save some of it for your jerk barbecue sauce, so remember that. But you do want a good amount on here. Sure you massage it in there really, really well. So I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap, but I'm gonna put the plastic wrap directly on the chicken. That way, it completely suspends it in that jerk paste, and you're gonna get the maximum flavor extraction from this. I'm gonna let this chill out for a day. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm still here. Jerk barbecue sauce. This sauce is versatile. We're gonna start with the onions. At the same time, we're gonna turn this on to like medium high. You don't want it too high. You just want the onions to sweat. You don't want to get any color on them. A lot of people get comfortable with just going to the grocery store and just picking something off the shelf that you can easily make at home, like mayo, you know, or barbecue sauce in this instance. I would use this recipe as kind of like a base and then add whatever flavors you want. You can add peaches to it to make it a peach barbecue sauce. You know, whatever's in season or whatever your favorite fruit is, you can utilize that. So don't be afraid. Be the boss of the sauce. It's very, very important. While I was cutting the onions, I was heating up the oil, and it's just all ready to go. I'm gonna work on this garlic. So we're just gonna rough chop this as well. Don't worry about it too much. It should already be broken up a little bit if you've smashed it with your knife properly. Use your blade as a tool. So you just wanna sweat the aromatics. You don't want any color on them. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to help speed that process up. Brings out the moisture. All right, the ginger. Once again, we're just gonna cut this up. Rough chop is fine. Just make sure your cuts are consistent so they cook evenly. All right, we're going right in there with this. So we're just gonna let this sweat for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna add the jerk paste to this, brown sugar, and the ketchup. So just give that a nice little mix. And after you mix it thoroughly, just put it on like a low simmer. So after about 30 minutes, you're gonna look like this. It's gonna be nice, deep brown, like a caramel almost. I'm gonna blend it just so it's nice and smooth. So you wanna do this in batches. I'll probably do just half first and the other half later. That's pretty much it. So there you have your beautiful barbecue sauce. All right. All right, kiddos, it's time to jerk some chicken. Make sure you soak your wood chips. You could use anything you want. Apple, mesquite, maple. Pimento is the best. You can get it offline and it'll ship straight from Jamaica. That's what we have here. I'm gonna throw like a nice handful of this directly on the coals, get this smoking up. Ooh, yeah, it's smelling great out here. So you want the grill grate to be hot, and that way when you put it on, it kind of cauterizes the skin and it doesn't stick. We don't want it to stick. We want crispy skin every single time. It is the middle of January. We're out here in New York City, so it's cold as shit, but we're all good. We got that jerky jerk. So the most important thing about grilling is really controlling your heat. You gotta constantly check on your items. Now we got smoke in here, so it's gonna continue to impart flavor on it while it's cooking. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on here. We're gonna let that chill for about 10 minutes, and we're gonna come back and flip it, all right? Right now, your chicken should look something like this. It should even be browned on the side that wasn't even touching the grill, because all that smoke is permeating the skin. And then flip it over, and you should have crispy skin right now. We're gonna char this a bit more, but we want it to cook evenly and not just cook from one side. So I'm just gonna flip this, and this is like the color we're looking for right there. Let me get in here, let me show you what the fuck is going on. This is the color we're looking for, all right? So we're gonna let this go for another 10 minutes, come back, flip it again, and just assess it. Oh yeah, we're getting to where we wanna be a little bit. So before we flip, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that jerk paste. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Don't you know, brother? And this, ladies and gentlemen, may be the final flip. This is gorgeous jerk chicken. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this jerk barbecue. Doesn't need to be perfect, you just want that flavor on there. You can see the sugars are already starting to caramelize. All right, let's get out of the cold, let's eat some jerk chicken. It's only right that we eat it as authentically as possible. So I'm just gonna take a nice cleaver and then follow through, and you're gonna see how juicy, look at that. And this is how they serve it in Jamaica. Chop it right there, bone and all. Now, we have some more jerk paste. This stuff is really, really great finishing it, and then the jerk barbecue sauce to finish. I encourage you to like devour this if you've just spent 3 days making this like I have. And enjoy the fruits of your labor.